Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how we can use automations to make viral tweets from anything. You are going to be learning how to do it with make.com and Perplexity AI. If you don't know who I am, I'm Michael Daigler. I show you how to leverage AI for your content processes and business. If that is interesting to you, then please subscribe and keep watching. And I have a free school link in description. Let's get into the video. I just parked anyways, so this is perfect timing. Boo! This one's going to be a very basic one, but I really wanted to go over something that I think is really powerful, and that is the Perplexity module inside of make.com. And so what is Perplexity? Perplexity is essentially a search engine that is powered by large language models such as Claude, ChatGPT, Llama 3, all these different ones. And so what I thought would be cool today is to show you how you can start to set up a content repurposing engine and give you a very basic template to start with that is very beginner friendly. So let's start with the overview of what's going to happen, and then I'll talk about how we can actually do this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to first want to add a RSS feed module, and you're going to want to click watch RSS feed items. Now I've already done this, so let me show you what I have here. You'll see that I have one URL and a maximum number of returned items as 1. So where do we get this RSS feed? Well, we get it from this website called RSS.app. And you can make a free account, and I'm going to show you what that looks like to get the RSS feed. Alright, this is RSS.app, and as you can see, it's very, very simple. And I'm going to show you exactly what you can do. So you can either search for specific newsletters, like you can see here, I tried this already with Tricycle Day. You know, it's a very popular psychedelic newsletter. I thought it'd be interesting to have sort of an RSS feed for that and maybe create repurposed tweets, and you could do this for your newsletter, create an RSS feed for that. But what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try a topic like somatic therapy. And what you can see is it's going to create a custom feed for you, and you can hit save. Now you can copy this, and now we can take this RSS feed and we can put that in our make automation. Okay, so I'm going to replace the RSS feed that I had already with our new one. I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to say, well, let's say from a specific date, just so we can get some more content. Let's just say from the beginning of or the middle of the week. Cool. Now we're going to get onto the fun stuff, which is Perplexity. Again, if you are new to Perplexity, you're going to need to make a connection. And the way you do that is you're going to need to get an API key. And so let me show you where you can get that right now. Alright, so we are on Perplexity. You do not need Pro to actually use the API, so let me just show you where you can find this. You'll go to your account settings, and you will want to click on the API tab right here. Now once you do that, you're going to find an API key at the bottom, and if you do not have one, you can simply click generate, and you can generate a new one. Then all you have to do is copy and paste that API key into the connection that you're trying to make with make.com. So let's get back to the make automation. Okay, and like I said, once you've added your API key here and you've made the connection, we can move on to actually searching the RSS feed link. So what are we doing here? Well, first we are selecting a model. So for this, we're just using Llama 3 70B Instruct. You can pick any of these models, whichever one you prefer. And now we're going to get into the prompt. And so this is actually the cool part about Perplexity, is that it can search the internet in real time. So we can use it to research links, pull in that content, and actually use that content to generate tweets, LinkedIn posts, and other types of content that we're trying to make. So in this prompt, I'm having it say, after brainstorming, your response should include each tweet within tweetx tags, where x is the number of the tweet. Each tweet should be written according to the following rules: no emojis, hashtags. Each tweet should be a maximum of 200 characters. Ensure each tweet references a distinct concept or idea from the article. Here's an example of what your response should look like. And then I just have a little bit of like a few shot prompting here where I'm showing what the tweet should look like. So a couple things. First, I say maximum of 200 characters because in my experimentation, I've noticed that if you want something to be below 280 characters, which would be the maximum limit for the number of characters you could use to, say, automatically just post these to a scheduling third-party app like Buffer or Tweet Hunter or something like that, I found 200 characters to give it enough margin of error to actually not go over that amount or that limit. And the other thing that we want to sort of look at here is the fact that I'm using these tweet tags, and I feel like people see these and maybe they get kind of wigged out. They're like, what is this? Why am I using this? And to be honest, it's just a way for me to actually know what to look for in the response from the model, and we're going to talk about that right now in the next module. And so I have a text parser here, and essentially what I'm doing is, because I know that the response, if you go down to choices, messages, and content, you see how it's already saying, like, here's a comprehensive overview, and then it's brainstorming, and then it's putting out the tweets. What I want is, I only want the tweets. And so I have a regular expression here, and you can have ChatGPT generate these pretty much off the cuff. It's really not rocket science, but if you're wondering, the tweet underscore and then the /D is just denoting that there's a positive integer. And so we're looking for any tweet tag pattern here with a positive integer, which would be like tweet_1, tweet_2, etc., etc. Now, once we have all that, we iterate over each of these with the iterator module, which you can find just by simply looking up in flow control. There is an iterator module right there. And then lastly, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to connect a Google Sheets. For the purposes of the video, I'm connecting it to a Google Sheet. If you want to use Buffer and just go straight to that, feel free. But I wanted to kind of give it a beginner-friendly tutorial where if you weren't comfortable posting these automatically, you could still have the chance to review these tweets before you actually posted them. And so what I've done is I've created a Google Sheet, and I've connected my Google Drive. If you want to add a connection, there is a couple steps you need to go through. If you have a Gmail account, it's actually really not as hard as they make it seem. I think it's a bit daunting because you have to go into the Google Cloud Console, and for people that are less technical or they've never really worked with any of those things before, it can be a little daunting. But Make has a very good tutorial walkthrough on their site for how to do this. I will drop that in the link in the description below. Once you've done that, you will choose a method, select by path, choose my drive, and then the spreadsheet, I just have it in the automations experiments folder. So let's go to the spreadsheet really quickly, because I'm going to show you what we need to do if we want to create another sheet and connect it in here, because we're not actually repurposing the Tricycle Day newsletter anymore. We are repurposing a RSS feed for somatic therapy. So right here, this is my basic setup for repurposed tweets. It's the content, the date, the original URL, the status, which is ready to post or posted, and once you've posted it, the Twitter URL so you can track it. So let's just make a copy of this sheet, and we'll call this somatic therapy. Now we can go back to our Make automation. And here I'm going to refresh the sheet name, and I'm going to choose somatic therapy. And as you can see, we have content, date, original URL, status, Twitter URL, and then a bunch of these. These are just the letters for each column in the spreadsheet. And all we need to do is add the value from the iterator and the original URL that we get from the RSS feed, and then we want to say ready to post because it has not been posted yet. So I'm going to run through this once, and we're just going to see what it looks like, and then we will wrap up the video. And okay, so now we will run the automation. Now, if you do want to pick a specific piece of content, you can right-click on this module, and you can say choose where to start, and you can click select the first RSS feed item, and now we can actually just choose the one we want to use. So let's say we want to use work on the body as a pathway to healing trauma. I will click that. Okay. Run. Perplexity is now searching it. And boom, you can see in this inspection the outputs in choices, message, content, We have this whole thing. We have each tweet, and you can see right here, each tweet has those tags, and then we are extracting those for each value, and then we are iterating over each, so each operation. And finally, we are inserting each of the tweets into our spreadsheet. And so if we go back to our spreadsheet, we should see those repurposed tweets there. Cool. Let's just expand this out a little bit. We have trauma is not stored in the mind, but also in the body. Working on the body can be a powerful way to healing trauma. Traditional talk therapy may not be enough to fully heal from trauma. Somatic practices like yoga, Tai Chi can help individuals process these traumatic releases. And we also have the original URLs as well, so you could imagine, maybe automating this to a Twitter account for somatic therapy, and you wanted to also post the original URL, so you're kind of like this resource aggregator, and maybe you gain a following and you're just trying to gain attention in that specific niche. And that is the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, drop a sub if you haven't already, drop a comment if you have any questions, and if you want to see more things like this and you want a behind-the-scenes look into how I'm making these automations, you can join my school. Link is in the description below. And until next time, much love and peace, y'all.